not answering your phone. I do not want you to get off that boat.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
A Reddit user named Bangrang posted, "I need all the help I can get. I got no one." He needed $700,000 to be exact, because what the audience didn't know that was watching these Reddit threads was people was after him. And it wasn't just like one or two people, it was this group of people. How do we know it's this group? This is because he was walking late nights and he seen them looking for him. He took a picture. And as you can see, the closer you look at this picture, you see that it's multiple people dressed in this all black, looking around the street to find him. So it seemed like he got himself caught up into some situation where he owed them money, $700,000 to be exact, and he doesn't have it. So his only choice is to come to Reddit and hope that he can get it. The problem with that is no one know you. Everyone is going to think it's a scam. A lot of people are going to think you're joking. See, he posted this Reddit on a Reddit called Sad Boys, which was a musician band. So people thought, yeah, he's joking. Because you're in this band, you're trying to help them gain money or something. This is a scam. You don't really need the $700,000. Why are you lying to us? Because look, the audience was genuinely confused. A lot of people really didn't know what to think about this at all. Another reason why people didn't know what to think about this is because this don't happen that much. Now in 2025, it probably happens a lot.
Podrick Hall is asking fans for money because he says his family's house has burned down, and then throwing a $15,000 to $20,000 party.
Because there's so many ways to get money to scam people. Probably see it a lot now, but back then it didn't happen that much. So people was also like, well, maybe he is serious. But you see, Bangrang didn't joke around. It was almost like everything he tweeted out was serious. Like this, for an example. "I think they'll get to me before I can make any moves." Now, when I was reading this tweet, the only thing that I can really think about is they know where he lived. Because why else would he say that? And if they know where he lives, this is why he will be stuck. And this is why he may be scared to leave his home. Because he feel like any second he leave his home, they're waiting, feel like they're watching, so he cannot do anything at all. Well, he can do something. Call 911. Make sure they're looking over your house as you leave. Don't just leave and take that risk. If you're that paranoid, call the police. Wait till they come approach your house, and then that's when you take the opportunity to leave your home. But he didn't do that, and I don't know why. Now, after discussing on Reddit that he needs $700,000 and there's people after him, this is when he finally shows the picture. Now, people was confused about this picture because people didn't know if he was hiding, or people didn't know if he took this picture out the window, but it didn't look like he took the picture out the window, so it looked like he was outside hiding. That's when people started to joke and say things like, "Pull out your choppers, bang bang," and take them all out. Hey, laugh my ass off. First of all, why are you posting this here? Second, run. WTF, get out of town. You think? That's what I've been trying to say. But this is when Bangrang say, "I got no one." He don't have nowhere to go. Well, look, Bangrang, you still got to get out of town. Your life is in jeopardy. It don't matter if you don't know anyone. Just leave. That's the first step. Figure out the rest later. Then he posted this long paragraph on what actually happened, how this all started, because we don't really have no context on how this started. And he said, "Was involved into a fight where an 18-year-old was killed. I was on drugs, had a bad temper. I was protective of my friends, especially John. John was in a band and was taken off. He had a Facebook page, so he deactivated it. He made a new one. One of his friends that made a new one got real mad that he deleted the old page and thought he didn't want anything to do with her or his old friends because of the new fame and band. John tried to explain that to her. That wasn't the case when he tried to. I peered over John's shoulder, read the text, and got heated. I started trash talking the girl. She got her boyfriend's friends to meet me and my friends out in the desert for a brawl. One of the guys there was with the gang member guys group and pulled out a gun to shoot me and my friends. One of my friends grabbed the gun from him and ended up shooting the guy and killing him. The dude pulled out the gun in the first place. Then after the fight, I violated my probation. The cops were already after me for my drugs use. They found out I was involved in the fight and the shooting, and they added the battery charge. I wasn't charged with murder, but was involved in the fight, which is why they added assault and battery plus the probation violation. But I continued with the drug use and violated my probation by leaving the state. Now I'm sobered up. I just turned 23 and I'm in a real bad place with some people from the past. Okay, so it looked like a serious situation is actually going on with this guy, Bangarang. So there's people actually after him. He didn't really go into detail on why he needs 700K. I guess it's to flee and to get away and to start a whole new life. You don't need 700K, almost $1 million for, but to say the least, people was concerned for him. People wanted him to get out and run. Doesn't matter if you don't have no one. Now, a lot of people was trying to tell him just leave the country. First, what you should do is definitely get the police involved and then try to leave the country. Have them on your side, have them on your back, discuss with them everything, tell them everything, be open and honest with them. Now, I know that you have probation, but you have to try to make something work. Sitting there coming to us, you won't get nothing done. They will kill you. But there was a little twist. He all of a sudden stopped being on Reddit. He was gone, vanished. And people just gave him time. People was hoping that, okay, he's gone for a couple of days. Hope that he's leaving the country, going somewhere safe, and then he's going to update us. No update, nothing. Because those days turn into weeks, which turn into months, and now years. So since it's been 9 years, you have two sides. The left side is saying this is all fake, did this for attention. This whole thing was set up just for this person to make a quick money scheme. None of it was real, because why would he just leave like that and not update us? Then the other side is like, well, the reason why he didn't update us is because they got him. They kidnapped him, they murdered him, they done something to him. And so what people decided to do was go online, try to research, reverse image, and try to find that picture that he sent out. Nobody could find that picture anywhere. So it was confirmed that, not 100% confirmed, but at least confirmed that we can't find this picture anywhere else but from the person who sent it, Bangarang. And also, the left side is like, but there's no news articles, there's no missing reports about any of this. No one's missing from, like, if you think about it, which makes sense, because once the internet get involved, the case get even much more wide and spread. But we got nothing. So what side are you on, the left or the right? You think he's kidnapped, maybe killed, or you think it was all just a money scheme? I do want to say though, me editing here, people fake their kidnappings. It happens a lot.
I got the world's greatest husband. His name is Keith. I love you.
I just got home from work and my wife wasn't there.
Do you guys believe that she was kidnapped?
And also, what I'm trying to say, if you don't get my point, is people make up stories like no tomorrow just to make everything feel real. All along, this whole story is fake. And some people do it so well and so planned out that it all seems real.
It's a wonderful, wonderful life with you.
Could this person be playing you?
She kind of has a habit of just disappearing.
There is not a motivation for financial gain here.
And of course, the lady who you're seeing now
she's under arrest. California mom Sherry Papini claiming she was abducted while jogging.
Even her husband believed that she was kidnapped.
She was given many opportunities to correct her version and to, quote-unquote, come clean. She chose not to.
The way she looked at me, in that moment, I felt like she was lying.
Some of you probably remember this story. So, of course, this Reddit person probably definitely faked it, acting like he's gonna get kidnapped or murdered. So now he's just gonna disappear. But it's a mystery, so I guess we would never know.
The idea that a nurse might be killing patients was very disturbing.
Now, this case is completely scary, terrifying. Imagine you at a hospital and you see a nurse checking up on you, but this nurse is fake and it wants something that you have. But you don't know it at first. Everything just seems perfect. Everything seemed like it's going well until it's not. This person on Reddit decided to post out this tweet saying, "A woman posing as a nurse, fake nurse, stole my blood from an Indiana, USA emergency room in 1996 through 1997 when I was 5 or 6 years old." The sound of a fake nurse pretending like she's or he's working there to steal something from your body is terrifying. So she wanted to come up and say her story. She says, "Hello everyone. I'm not sure if this is the correct place, so please feel free to direct me to a better subreddit if there is one. I flared it as cold case because it happened 23 years ago, but there was never charges filed to my recollection, and I don't remember a case being made from it. This is a strange story, and I was 5, maybe 6 when it happened, so I don't have a lot of the detail. And I recently told my younger sister about this story, and she encouraged me to look into the incident more and see if I can find out either who this person was or if there was a larger pattern of behavior during the timeline. I'm interested in any information you all have to offer, can find on the matter, as I truly just want to satisfy some curiosity. I'm 99% sure any statute of limitations is up, and I'm not interested in reporting something so weird and from so long ago to the police, for them to tell me that there's nothing that can be done. Now, on to the story. So off the bat, it seemed like this person is about to spill some crazy truth that she's been holding back for a while. She's an adult now, and she's been thinking about this probably every month, one time out the month, because it's almost terrifying her. Can't get over it. So she decided to open up about it, because releasing some information to try to get closure, just to see if somebody know anything. And her story goes, I got a pretty bad nosebleed that wouldn't stop. I eventually started throwing up big clots of blood as well, and my mother took me to the ER. This was at the Indiana, USA type of hospital, and I only say it like that because I do not know the name of this hospital. She go on to say that when you go to the hospital and you go to certain rooms, you have bed, curtain, bed, curtain, bed, curtain, because that's what they used to do back in the day. It was around 1996, something like that. And around that time, when you look at these hospital rooms, you in a room full of strangers guarded by a curtain. I've seen many abandoned buildings like this, and I've seen many movies, old movies, that have this exact same structure. So you younger Gen Z people, probably your first time seeing this. So it was her and her mom in her little bubble. When it was in their little bubble, the mom decided to go out to find someone to talk to. Then minutes go by, a lady comes in. She has a nurse outfit on, brunette hair, and she was a white lady, but she had on a doctor's mask, so she couldn't really tell who she was by the face. She goes on and she says she had on a worker shirt, but it looked like she had on just regular pants or some jeans even. So it did look like this person maybe found the shirt maybe from a family member that is a nurse, or probably bought it at the store for Halloween and was like, you know what? Let me go to the nurse. Let me pretend to be a nurse. Let's see if I can get away with something deviant. And this person actually went inside of the hospital, snuck in, finding somebody to stalk, to steal from, just waiting for the opportunity for whoever is alone. I go in your little bubble and I take it. And of course, it was the Reddit user. Perfect timing happened. The mother leaves. The stalker nurse, which is a female pretending to be one, sees that, okay, the mother left. I know that it's a girl laying there on the bed. So she goes in. When she goes in, this is when this Reddit user carry on, and she says, when I noticed that she came in my little bubble space and she had on a shirt, the mask, her hair was up, but she had on the jeans, which was very off because all of the rest of the nurses had on their scrubs. And she said, excuse me, ma'am, right now I need to draw some blood from you. She got her arm, she wrapped it around like how the nurses do, and then she took a lot of blood from her. She said possibly 5 to 7 vials. If you don't know how much a vial is, here you go. And she said possibly even more. This is just her guessing. And what was also so strange was, as soon as she was done getting all the vials, she didn't band-aid her up. She didn't cover her up. It was like she was in a hurry. She was trying to hurry up and leave. She just left her there leaking. Yes. Also, one more strange thing. She ran to the left. She remembered that she started running, which was also so odd. So then the doctor, which was a man, and then the mom comes in and he says, yeah, excuse me, ma'am, we're gonna have to draw some blood from you. And she said, what are you talking about? A nurse just came in here and drew blood. Now, I know that I'm saying excuse me, ma'am, but remember, she's really young at the time, so ignore the excuse me, ma'am part. But when the doctor hears that this girl says, she already drew blood from you? Who? What was this lady name? What did she look like? His eyes got big. He looked at the mom and he couldn't believe it. So the Reddit user carries on and she continues her conversation saying, the lady actually said before she ran off to the left, she doesn't work here. This is her exact words. I remember it clear as day. And ran out of the room to the left. I heard some loud voices. There was a lot of commotion, but I don't remember anything past that. Now this story is actually kind of scary because there is a lot of situations where people pretend to be nurses to steal someone's baby.
A mother's worst nightmare almost came true at a California hospital. Someone posing as a nurse tried to steal her baby. Take a look at the surveillance video with me. It shows the suspect walking into Garden Grove Medical Center yesterday morning, dressed in hospital scrubs, as you saw there. Police say she told the new mom to take a shower to get ready for a doctor's visit. That's when they say she put the newborn into a tote bag and tried to leave. But what she didn't know is that the baby was wearing a tiny ankle bracelet that set off alarms and sent the hospital staff scrambling. They managed to get the baby girl back to her mother safely, thankfully. The suspect identified as 48-year-old Grisel Ramirez and is now in police custody.
I've seen a couple of these situations where people don't even pretend. They just see the opportunity and they go and they take someone else's baby and they leave. Now I understand and I know that this hospital is supposed to be the safe place for us. But with all of this trafficking going on, with all of these dark situations going on, with people describing their stories about hospitals and what goes on in hospitals and on how they're all not what you think they're out to be. Some people even think that they make hospitals just for the wrong reasons.
My child was almost a victim of that. They tried to literally kidnap my child from the hospital before I could even bring her home. And they almost succeeded. But the one thing that got me the leg up on them was because I knew my constitutional rights. If you get one caseworker that says that you're not fit to be a parent, that's all they need. That's all they need. And they can take your child. But I was smarter than her.
The theory goes, some hospitals is made to collect human parts. When you think you're about to get treated and when you think you're about to survive from some tragic accident, whether it's from a sickness, whether it's from the physical aspect, like a car accident, deep down they was able to treat you. Deep down they knew that they can treat you, but they didn't. That's because this hospital is working in a whole trafficking scheme. Now, I don't want some of you paranoid. It's a crazy theory that a lot of people believe. And this is why a lot of people instincts, when you hear hospital, it gives them the butterflies in the worst way, because there's a lot of people that just don't like the sound of hospitals. And hospitals supposed to be the safe place.
I know, mommy.
Back to the story, the lady who was explaining on Reddit, she also continued and she says, my mom, I try to go to her and talk to her about the situation because she don't understand how much this haunts me. She don't know that I've been thinking about this my whole life as an adult, even still. And as I talk to her, she don't know the name of the hospital. She don't know anything. And after talking to her sister, which her sister said, just post it online. People who maybe find answers that you've been looking for if you post it online. Just post your story, get very detailed, and see what you can find. Also, there were nurses that read the Reddits and was like, I'm a nurse here. I know you was talking about the scrubs and how hers was different. She was wearing jeans. Well, here's the thing. Phlebotomists sometimes wear different scrubs. It seems highly unlikely that someone stole your and put them in tubes. And she goes on to say, why use a tube when you can put them in bags instead? And she goes on to say how hospitals are extremely unfriendly. Like, everyone knows who's supposed to be there and who's not. But the kidnapping of Carlina White. A woman decided to dress up as a nurse because, remember, nurses know whoever's supposed to be there, right? They know everything. Well, this woman decided to dress up as a nurse. She goes in the hospital and she's confident. No one expected a thing. This happened in New York. All this nurse was looking for was a kid. Not a specific one, just one that she's able to kidnap, which she did. She kidnapped a girl and raised her for 20 years straight. No one didn't know a thing. Of course, the actual mother of that person filed missing reports, tried to find what was going on. They thought something was fishy. Something fishy was up with the hospital because how my daughter disappeared like this. The whole time, someone pretended to be a nurse, kidnapped your daughter, raised her for 20 years. Now she's an adult, and then she got caught. What about Linda Hazard? She murdered adult patients. She posed as a legitimate healthcare provider at a clinic, and she had this evil plan to just starve all the patients to death. But everybody thought she was real. Everybody thought that, they can trust her until it was too late. It is many cases of people pretending to be nurses for kidnappings, to do evil crimes, all the above, because the truth is, nurses is regular people like we are. They're not security. They wake up like how a lot of people do, like, I got work. Yeah, I love my job, but I got work. I really don't feel like being here. You think they're gonna be, you don't belong here. With that being said, all it takes is right people, right place, right timing. That's all it takes. Not to mention, they don't all know each other here. They don't.
I don't got friends at work, okay? I got co-workers. I come to work to get my little paycheck, and then I go home to live my best life. I work in a hospital.
They be moving all around in the hospital. I promise you, you can ask a nurse right now if y'all have one in your house. Do you know everyone you work with? No. How often do you see new faces? Just ask these certain questions. Because realistically speaking, it's not like you're going to question every new face you see. You just work here. You're doing your job.
If you work in healthcare, if you're a nurse, it's not your life. It's just a job.
It's just up for the person that's being a nurse. It's up to them to look confident, to look like they belong there. And for the ones in the back that's just a little bit slow, I'm talking about the fake nurses. It's up to them to look confident, so they won't get caught. And I know that's not a good thing to say, but it's the truth. And it's bringing me back to the story of when I was at the hospital. I remember I had no shirt on, and I had something right here on. It was on my chest, or it was on my arm. I just took the picture and I posted it on Snapchat. And I remember clear as day, it was nighttime. It's nighttime at this hospital room. A nurse came in. You know, she was this beautiful woman, and she was asking me all types of questions. My parents, for some reason, wasn't in the room, and I don't know why, but they just was not in the room. A lot of the time, these workers, they have this voice that'll make you calm. But you know, I'm a teenager though. I'm not a young person like that. I'm a teenager. But they have this voice that'll make you calm, that'll just relax you. So you can understand what voice I mean. You know how girls talk to puppies or babies and they hit that voice like, oh, hi. I can't do it. Y'all probably think I'm weird or something. But no, seriously, like, girls could do it. If they hit you with that voice, it just relax you. When they hit that right tone and they talk to you. I hope y'all know what I mean.
Hi! Oh my God! So excited to see.
She's asking me all types of questions to get my mind off of whatever I was there for. I can't remember. But she was trying to get my mind off of it, trying to relax me some, and I started to get relaxed. And she asked me this one thing, because we started to discuss food. You know, I'm in New Orleans. We love food. And we have, hands down, one of the best foods in the world. And I remember she said this one thing, and it will stick with me for life. And the reason why this stuck with me is because how beautiful this nurse was to me. I'm not really thinking about kidnappings, or I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm like, goo gaga, whatever you say, you cute, do whatever you want to me. Seriously. So the question she asked me, she was like, well, yeah, tonight we're making etouffee. Etouffee is one of, you know, our Creole dishes here in New Orleans, and I love it. Oh, you do the shrimp with the rice, and you just, it's so good. I say, can I have some? Something like that. I wanted some. She was like, yeah, of course. You invited over to dinner. And as she was saying it, she was rubbing me. She was rubbing my shoulder. She was like, yeah, of course. You can come. You're invited over to my dinner. Now, thinking about it, I'm like, okay, if I could, I would have. And when I have flashbacks about this situation now after reading all of this, it almost got me thinking, like, she definitely probably wanted to kidnap me. And I know that's a reach. I know it is. But you have to be there to experience it. So when I say kidnap, you already know the reason. By the way she was talking to me, by how she was rubbing me, kidnap me for that reason. And then send me back home. And I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, because y'all know my biggest secret. I revealed it. But if you new here, I always wanted to do it with a cougar. I always wanted to. So, you know, given the chance, I know I would have risked it all.
Is this serious?
It's no way she was trying to make me feel that good. Touching me like that, talking to me like that, inviting me over to dinner playfully. But nurses, y'all are interesting. I can't lie, y'all are interesting. One more thing that I have to say about you nurses. One more thing. Please don't look at nurses any different after I say this. This is a fact. I've been hearing it, which was nurses, man or woman, cheat the most. I've been hearing this often. I decided to do some research at Google, and Google says yes, that happened. I decided to take it a step even further and say to chat AI, what job cheats the most? What group of people? They say the medical field. Now, I really wanted to know why these people cheat the most, because this is crazy to me. And it says long, stressful hours is one of the factors on why they cheat. Emotional intensity and trauma, it gets the best of them because they face in life or death situation with people, and this causes real deep connections with their colleagues, the people who they work with, which causes this strong bind, which often allows them to cheat together.
The number one thing that I'm always asked as a nurse is, have you hooked up with a coworker? And the answer is yes, I absolutely have. You're not supposed to f your coworkers, but we've all done it.
With that being said, with the strong bind causes like a culture for the doctors and a secrecy for the doctors that they all just f each other. Because if you do your research, it's even said, which you probably never heard this before, what goes on in the ER stays in the ER. Yes.
A lot of people ask me like, oh, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in the ER? And it's just like you have no idea how many scandals happen in the emergency room.
Because they all having these deep emotional bonds with each other, saving lives, some people dying. And it's just like, you know what? We're stressed. We work long hours. We have a lot going on. Open your legs. Sure. Delayed gratification and coping mechanism. What this means is constant caregiving And emotional suppression may lead to seeking personal release, sometimes through risky behavior like cheating. Now, before I move on to the next story, I know I said I had one more thing to talk about with the nurse, but I dealt with this before. And it's so crazy because, like, so this girl on Snapchat, you know, she's a nurse. Well, she's in school to be a nurse. You know, you can start from high school, you can start from college, you can start there to work your way up to be a nurse. I think you can start from even the 11th grade, because when I was at John Ehret, yeah, I think you can start from the 11th grade, 12th grade, or you can either start from college, something like that. So talking to this girl, she's in school to become a nurse. So I want to say that me and this certain girl that I'm about to tell a story about, we had the same classes, so it feel really, really weird saying what I'm about to say. It really do, because we known each other for a long time at that, and never did anything romantically. Just listen. And she has a boyfriend. I want to expose her so bad, but I don't screenshot. You know, I'm gonna be real, like, I will never expose what's private. What goes on with us stays with us, and I feel like it should be that way. What I get out of showing her body to people, I wouldn't even show her body to my bros. I don't even do that. Everything I do is private. But with that being said, I only said that because she was in a relationship the whole time. The reason why I found out she was in a relationship the whole time was because 2 days later she posts this man and she's in a car riding with him. They're holding hands. So we talk about it and she said, yeah, we was on a break. I said, how long y'all was on a break for? She said, a week. How long y'all was dating before y'all went on this break? She said, just a couple months. She's not even a full nurse yet, and she's playing a dangerous game. How she cheated? No, we did not have intimacy physically with each other. She showed me, you know, her body and things like that, and went from there. It was on FaceTime, and, you know, yeah. I may have been all in her ear and things like that while she was doing other things. It's a good time. That was a while ago. You know, I didn't want to ruin what was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? They're not together no more. She does have a boyfriend now. And she's actually a nurse now. A nurse now. Let's move on to story number 3. I'm done talking about nurses. Nurses, I love you. Y'all are fine. I ain't know, y'all are good, but y'all are dangerous. Move on. The cave serial killer. So this family was dirt riding. As there was dirt riding, they seen this cave opening that stood out to them. So they decided to stop their motorbikes, well, dirt bikes, get out and explore. They wanted to be some curious cats. Now, the deeper we go into this story, the deeper it will scare you. Because to see what they're going to see is something you really don't want to experience, especially when you're just wait. So they decided to pull out their camera, record the whole thing. Now, yes, that is a pile of shoes, a huge pile of shoes. And you mean to tell me that these got here from an animal doing it? Impossible. The only person, the only creature that would do something like this is humans. Somebody went in this cave to stack up shoes and just put them there, hide them there. So they go up closer to record these shoes. I would have ran out immediately after that. Now, the reason why this could be a serial killer is because of the missing 411 cases.
A family was camping near Tabletop Mountain, bottom of the canyon, and the family went out to do some fishing. She was just going to hang out at camp. Well, they came back and she was gone. Didn't make any sense to anybody because she was a real stable, nice girl, followed her mom and dad's orders. The family couldn't believe she left. Huge search starts. They bring in some of the best bloodhounds from the state. They search for 2 weeks. They don't find anything.
If you don't know the missing 411 cases, it's people who disappeared, was never seen again to this day. No one knows what happened to them. Now, this is located in Nevada. Now, the people who goes missing in that exact location in Nevada. Wait, pause. So, my dumb decided to zoom the camera in on accident, didn't even know. That's why my face is all in the camera like that. Ignore it. It's gonna go on for probably like 3 more minutes. But Ras, do better. I'm all in y'all face like I'm about to kiss you. It's okay though. Don't act like you want to kiss me. Whatever. Let's get back to the story. This Rocky Mountain type area, not literally mountain, but it's deserted. I don't know why I said Rocky Mountain. Yes, you know Nevada. There's 3 types of people that goes missing in this area. So if you decide to go here, maybe think about this because this is all real. 1, you want to go here because you want to explore. So you walk and walk and walk, you walk the distance, and you want to adventure all around. You want to see new locations, you want to go deep out, you just want to have a good time hiking. Yes, hikers is one of the people that goes missing and never be seen again. So it creates this perfect opportunity for whoever this unknown serial killer is to do something to you.
4 days wandering the wilderness, Rescuers finding a California hiker alive and safe. Cheryl Powell was missing for days in the wilderness after being chased by a man with a knife while on a camping trip. Cheryl and her dog escaping the assailant and laying down in the wilderness, avoiding roads for fear of running into her attacker. Rescue squads finally locating the experienced hiker who survived the ordeal by drinking stagnant water and eating cactus fruit. Her friends and family elated by the news of her rescue.
Because a lot of the times hikers do hike alone, and these one of them places that don't just look scary at night. It has so many caves and so many hidden areas. It has so many hidden spots at night where creeps can live and hide. But it looks even much more scarier during the day because it's nothingness. And if you're trapped, you're stranded, you're kidnapped in nothingness, yeah, it's goodbye for you. The second type of person is you go out and you want to set up a tent. This is the perfect location for you for some reason, and you set up and you want to stay the night or plenty of nights in this location. Because yes, this place is very peaceful. It has that get away from the world type vibe because it's nothingness. You have nobody to bother you. You barely see any human civilization. You don't see no buildings, no food markets, no stores, nothing. So you're away from the world. You have your peace. You're just camping. Campers is one of the second group of people that goes missing in this area.
That news comes less than a day after state police announced the search had been called off.
In a rugged area behind me, just outside of the area where they had been looking, and now they're still looking into how she died.
Where she was located was extremely remote, really hard to get to.
Or who could be abducted or maybe killed by this unknown serial killer. Because if you're at least at the age of 18, you probably heard at least over 100 scary horror camping stories. If you didn't heard, you seen on the movies. It's infinite amount of camping killings. And it gets crazy. Now, you're not a hiker, you're not a camper. You just want to go with your rifle and you want to hunt some animals. Hunters is the third group of people that goes missing in this location. Now, I never knew personally that this was a good spot for hunting, but yes, hunters go here to hunt. They say goodbye to their families and they just end up never coming back.
Well, 2 Utah hunters left for a hunting trip near the Utah-Nevada border Saturday and have not returned home. Chad Strain and Lee Peters, both Weber County residents, went rabbit hunting in this silver truck early Saturday morning. Well, according to Chad's wife, the men's trip started in the Predatory area, and when they did not find any rabbits, they continued west toward Montella, Nevada. The last known location of the men's cell phones pinged roughly 9 to 12 miles northeast of Montello.
Mind you, the scary thing is they have their hunting weapon. They can protect themselves. And we also have to be realistic. Yes, a lot of these people just get lost, just get stranded, cannot find their way out. But a lot of them have some unknown disappearances. And because we see this collection of shoes in the middle of Nevada, imagine that's just one cave. How much more caves you think is even much more worse than that? We have to get into the theories on what may cause all of this. How did these people disappear? And here's my theory. If it's a serial killer, besides them getting lost, mine is they come across a friendly person. The hiker, the camper, the hunter, and this person seems friendly, like extremely friendly. You happy to see this person, you all alone, you don't see no one else, so you excited to see this friendly person. And this friendly person is excited to see you too. They smiling in front of your face, everything is just going great. Good vibes. And then this person is like, you're camping here. I see that you have your setup. My setup is in the back too. So, I have plenty of food if you want to eat later tonight or anything like that. Feel free to come to my spot. I have plenty of leftovers, or if you want to sleep next to me and tent up, we can build a fire together. Anything. And I bet that sounds good to these hunters, these hikers, these campers. And I assume that this person is really smart, saying things like, if you're a camper, well, yeah, I have my tent set up in the back as well. I have a lot of extra food. I just had this couple set up by me because I have one of the best spots. I get the fire going at night as well. Yeah, I think you would really like it, but they don't know a thing. For the hunters, they're gonna ask you first. They're gonna ask you a question. Why you here? Because they want to see first why you here is the smart thing to do, so they can go along and relate to you. Oh, you was hunting? Me too. Matter of fact, if you come to my camping site, my little setup, you will see that I have a lot of food and extra resources from the things that I've hunted as well. My rifle is set up in my tent, so maybe we can hunt together as well. If you want to sleep next to my place, we wake up in the morning and we could go hunting. Little did that person know that they are not going to wake up in the morning. Friendly people, they the most dangerous. Because I truly believe that people think that it's always like the movies. Just because this person is a serial killer, that as soon as they see you, they're gonna murder you. This is not Jason, Michael Myers. It's not them. Because people understand and they know the easiest way for them to go through what they plan is for you to get comfortable first. Relax yourself, feel free around me, and then snap. As some of you may know, I do go camping a lot. I did a story about it 4 years ago, and I was documenting the whole thing. I was out camping in the woods, had a lot of horror stories. I think now would be the perfect time to tell a horror story, I think. But to get back to that point of the cave, the shoes, and because this be a possible potential murdering multiple people. Well, it's a mystery. Nobody knows a thing. And that's the scary thing about exploring this area. Scary story today. If you seen my recent video, I talked about this creep who allegedly stalked this celebrity, kidnap her, and do things to her. Well, I didn't really jump into that story. I didn't get details about that story. If you don't know what's going on, this guy sent a voice message to one of his friends saying what he gonna do when he kidnap and get this lady that he truly obsesses over.
Right, plan of action. I'll give you a brief rundown. Basically, we're gonna hit it at night. Less traffic on the road, etc. Chloroform both of them. That way, then they can both be easily restrained.
He wants to rape her, tie her up, like he have the whole plan. After that, he decides to get out his phone and record the whole thing.
Hands are ankle shackles. Ring and ball gag.
This is the restraint kit Gavin Plum allegedly assembled.
And as you can see all of his gag toys. It gets really crazy. So then he proceeds to send somebody he knows another voice message.
We're then going to force her to make a video just saying that she come with us under her own free will. That she's with us under her own free will. No, she's fully consenting into everything we do to her. So that covers us.
So the person who gets this voice message don't want to do what this guy wants to do. So he comes out to the police and say, look, this man, get him before he do some weird shit to this woman. Because he's not playing. And it seemed like he's for real. Because he's sending me these voice messages. He have this chloroform to make her become unconscious.
He ordered chloroform online and shared this picture, said the prosecutor.
Of all of these sex toys, these zip ties, handcuffs, the police decided to come to his place. Understand and get that the police is like, are you serious right now? Everything was recorded because you recorded the voice message and sent it to your friend. Not only that, you sent a video of the sex toys and things you was going to do with the handcuffs and zip ties to rape. And we got to get into that video because if you look at this video, it is terrifying. It was almost like y'all was going to rape her and then torture her. We don't know if you was going to kill her or not, but the thing is, I don't know if y'all seen that movie Don't Breathe, but it made me think of that situation of when he had a woman tied up in his basement and she couldn't go nowhere. Meaning, anytime he wanted to fuck her, he could have. It gave me that type of vibe as well because you don't know the end result once they doing the things that they did to you. You don't know if they want to keep you there forever, feed you while you're tied up and make you live there in their house and the whole time you're missing and nobody know what happened to you, or kill you because they can't handle the guilt. And you got to realize as well, this is all just because she's this elderly beautiful woman and he wanted her really, really bad. And he sent this to his friend. We got to say allegedly because the court didn't happen yet. He sent this to his friend because if he had help, oh, it'll make it 1,000 times easier. And then we can't forget chloroform. He wanted to use this on her. Now, if this is your first time hearing about chloroform, you in for a treat. Not saying that this is going to ever happen, but just in case it does. If you in a car with a man that you're going on a date with for the first time and you see chloroform in his car, or maybe you at his house, maybe things kicked off right, you go to his house and you see that bottle of chloroform, be kind of worried. Because many people use this to make people unconscious. I don't know if y'all be seeing in movies and scenes when they have a rag or something and they put it over their nose and this person just come unconscious and just pass out. Well, those type of chemicals can do this to you. So if you see a bottle that looks like this and it says Spectrum and then under it says chloroform, just keep an eye out. Never forget this, tattoo this in your brain because this is the exact thing as y'all seen, as he said that he was going to use for her.
Did you know chloroform takes about 6 to 8 minutes to make a person unconscious and not just 10 seconds as shown in the movies?
Now in the body cam footage, because he looked the way that he do, and I'm sorry for saying something like this, but sometimes you do have to judge books by its cover. If he was to kidnap this girl, he could have used AI. You can make an AI video look so realistic of her consenting, you would not expect a thing. Shane Dawson did this to his boyfriend. Move and do things that look realistic and you could not tell that it was AI.
Okay, I have a surprise for you. What? Meet the man who's about to steal your job.
Hey guys, I'm sick of staying quiet about this. I don't like Taylor's music at all. I think it's for sad millennial women who need to get a life. Period.
What? Oh my god.
I can't believe you said that.
Hold on. That is... How did they get...
I know, and just imagine, like, this was funny. But imagine if we made it say something not funny.
So I'm saying all of this to say that AI is going to help. And this is just the beginning. Spanish TikToker. I don't know what they got going on when it comes to the cartel, but a lot of people need to just stop dealing with people that knows too much. Apparently this TikToker knew too much. This was his very last TikTok. He didn't even know that this was his final moment. After he posted that TikTok, when a little bit of time passed it, he got kidnapped. The reason why he got kidnapped, because he knew someone, which was another creator, that knew too much.
He even collaborated with popular content creators like El Gordo Perucci, another influencer known for his comedy skits and YouTube channel with over 173,000 subscribers. But what many fans didn't know was that El Pinky's fame may have brought him dangerously close to the wrong kind of attention. See, El Gordo Perucci was tragically killed on December 9th, 2024. El Gordo Perucci and his wife were gunned down outside their home in Culiacan, Mexico. But guys, this wasn't just a random act of violence. It was a cartel hit. Investigators later revealed that El Gordo and his wife had ties to a powerful faction of the Sinaloa cartel, La Maíza, and were suspected of laundering money for the group. And this is where things take a dark turn, because El Pinky, he had the same connections.
But all because he knew the guy that knew too much, and because that guy that knew too much basically gave him the spill. Once they found out, they knew they had to kidnap him. And they did. Once they kidnapped him, they beat him, and then they recorded him. And it was talking in Spanish, but I don't know what they were saying. After that video, they killed him, and they just laid his body in the street. Then the police came. They found his lifeless body in the street, and that TikTok was his last one. And me bringing up that story, I truly do say that to say that you really have to be careful who you be around, because there's CCTV footage of my cousin. I remember I would never ride with my cousin because I know that he's in the street life and I just don't want to get caught up just because I'm with him. There's CCTV footage of my cousin getting shot at inside of his truck, and I'm just like, they after him. But imagine if I was riding with him. They don't care who they're hitting inside of the truck, they just want to get the target. So just me being around this bad energy, I'm not saying my cousin is the worst person ever, he just got himself caught up into some things, but just me being around him can end my life. And it was same situation with that Spanish dude. Gotta be careful who you be around, because you just truly never know. Snacks. Before we get into the last story, snacks. Now I usually don't do this late in the video, but I did today. But I'm doing it today. And I heard someone say that they thought this was a green screen. Did y'all think this was a green screen? I thought it was obvious that this was not a green screen. I got the machete knife right here. Some old bottle from the 1900s. A box cutter sitting pretty. A pink bat. Felt like it should have been a wooded bat. Probably would have fit the vibe better. A lamp, you know, with the crime, you know, with the red stains on it, with the tape. And then I got it a little messy because I wanted to fit that little eerie background. I don't want it to look neat. And then I got the sheets here just to make that messy look natural. It's not a green screen though. And y'all, documentary coming. I'm gonna be going to Europe and I'm gonna be filming more documentaries in Europe. So be ready for that as well. But first, let me thank y'all for having y'all snacks. I truly appreciate you for having your snacks. And if you new here, welcome to the channel. You have so much videos to binge. Damn! That it's ridiculous. Enjoy. Enjoy. You bored? Enjoy. Shout out to Korax Kenshin. And I'm about to do the intro on the last story. So weird. I'm so weird sometimes. With that being said, GGYS.
I just started off in your world.
Now this next story is spooky. We all have places that we know that we would never go. And I'm talking about ever. Because if you go to this certain place, my place specifically, Snake Island, I would never go there. I know if I walk on this island, high chance I'm not gonna make it out alive. Like, we all have a spot on this earth that we know that we would not go. Another area I know I would hate to be in is the middle of the ocean, the furthest point ever on earth. This point is so far from the ocean that planes don't even fly over this area. So if you're stuck there, say goodbye. Now, I'm only saying that is because we're about to get into this spooky story. This real estate agent decided to meet up with this young couple. They wanted to buy the property, and this was at Lake Placid, located in Florida. And so this real estate, she wanted to introduce this young couple to this home. She unlocks the door, she opens it, she tells them come inside, they go inside, she closed the door. Now, I want to give you a good image on how this house looks. It's yellow, it has good palm trees, you know, like how Florida is. It's not all that, but it's a decent house. But what makes this house really special is the lake. Behind their backyard is this huge lake. And for that, in this location, a lot of these homes is actually vacation homes. People buy out these houses and rent out these houses just for vacation because of this big lake, and it's not too far from the beach. But this house had a problem. In the inside, it really didn't look that good. The paint was messed up, the walls was messed up, the floor was messed up, meaning this house needed a lot of work for you to really want to live in here. Now, when you're inside of this house, it's really dark, but it's not too dark to where you can't see because you know the sun out, but it's that darkness that you need the windows open. And that's what the real estate decided to do. Open up the windows, let some sunlight in. But then, as she was doing so, she heard a couple laughing. She didn't know why. And she walks up to them and she said, "What are y'all laughing at?" Well, they laughing at the interior of the home. How the home looking at inside. And they just cannot stop laughing. Because they're like, what is this? Do you really expect us to buy this? Mind you, like I said, this is vacation homes. Meaning, this location is really nice. Boat deck. Big lake. The house has a lot of security cameras, multiple bedrooms, I believe 3 or 4 altogether, but they just couldn't believe what they were seeing. And y'all know those scary movies, because a lot of scary movies always have this vibe inside of buildings, whether it's homes, stores, whatever it may be. You walk inside of this place and you see the white sheets covering all of the furniture. And the reason why most of us see this as spooky is because we only seen this, like I've never seen this in real life at all, only in horror movies. So when I see this, especially if I see this in person, it's gonna give me a spooky vibe. So this whole place just was eerie. And there's something else you need to know. These clients, the couple, they asked for a budget. Look, you get what you paid for. You can't get the best. This is the budget. I want this house to be good. What you have to do is fix it yourself. When you get the money, deal with it. The real estate agent didn't like that they was laughing, to say the least. It's because it's like, you asked for a budget. What do you mean? Now, the owner who owned this house wants to sell this house. They left this house in bad shape. Didn't really care for it that much. Side note. But back onto the story, when the couple was inside of this house and the real estate agent was touring them all around the house, the couple they obviously didn't want this house because it was so eerie. Not only that, it was too ran down. They just couldn't do it. It was too much work for them. Plus, they knew that the amount of money they need to spend to build this house, they don't have. So they left. This home is locked back up. The next day, the owner who wants to sell his house wanted to check on his property. When this owner went inside of the home, he smelled something that smelled extremely bad. And he knew instantly that this is not normal. This never happens when he checks on this place. So he walks around the house and he wanted to see where this smell is coming from, and he found it. Actually, what he was looking at, he was shocked, more like spooked, because what he was looking at is actually what the couple was laughing at. So you have to think about it like this. He thinks that this is not funny. He leaves immediately, but the whole time this couple is laughing at what they're seeing. So this homeowner calls 911 immediately. Now, I know some of you are a little bit confused right now. Just wait, it's all gonna make sense. We have to get into this guy named Tom. It was a couple of days before the couple decided to tour and explore this home. Tom was this guy who was struggling really bad, and he wanted to make money, you know, wash cars, sell water bottles. He did whatever it could, mow the lawn, whatever he could to try to earn money. But he was still struggling to earn money, so he was like, you know what, I'm gonna come up with this idea to rob those vacation homes. And he decided to choose that home that the couple decided to tour, because he wanted to steal what was ever inside of these vacation homes, because he know that these homes is from people who at least have money. And he tried to get in his hardest. Of course, he tried the obvious, opening the front door, it was locked. He tried the back door, locked. All of the windows shut, completely locked. It was no way for him to enter this home. So he thought of one more thing, the chimney. You already know where this is going. He gets on the roof and decided to squeeze himself through the chimney. And actually, he was sliding right through until he got stuck, because this chimney comes into like this V shape to where you can slide down until you're stuck. And he knew he couldn't move. He's screaming, he's yelling, he's trying to get people attention. Help! Help! But remember, these are vacation homes. Not everybody is out all the time. So the neighborhood, quiet. Nobody could hear him. Now, as time went by through the night, he's just slowly sinking and slowly sinking, but he's confirmed. This chimney have him confirmed, like he is completely stuck. This chimney is just making him fall slowly and slowly down so he can fit tightly to where he can't even move no more. He was stuck. No one lives at this place, so he had to stay there for days, specifically 2 days. Because 2 days later, the real estate agent is inviting this couple inside of the home. She opened the blinds. The couple is walking around, seeing this eerie feeling of this house with all of the white sheets covering the furniture. Didn't like it, spooked them out, and then they see that the chimney, 2 legs, is dangling. The couple just think that this is decoration that they never seen before, that me and you, we never seen before. It was inhuman, but they didn't know it. They're laughing because this house already looks spooky. So they're like, what? Look at that. It's crazy. It's not. If you was to poke it or touch it just a little bit, you would be screaming. And this real estate agent thinks it's a decoration as well. A Halloween decoration. They both, well, all three, really thought that it was no way that was real. Now, the reason why they didn't smell anything when it was touring the home is because there is a chance that he was barely alive. They said he passed away from dehydration, which is about 2 days. 2 to 3 days, I think 3 days. And it was 2 days later the real estate agent decided to bring the couple inside of the home to tour it. And that's so crazy when you think about it, because they could have possibly saved them if they would have just maybe touched them. So some time passed by, the homeowner comes inside smelling this bad smell and didn't think it was a joke, because the homeowner knew, because it's his home, that that's not decoration. That has to be a human, which it was. And this person, Tom, was deceased. And it's all because he didn't have any money. If he probably would have even got $5 that day, he would have still been alive. 70,000 men in a group chat talking about women, taking advantage of women, like wives, sisters, stepdaughters, girlfriends, dates, the whole nine.
These boys have these group chats. I believe they're on Snapchat, right? Because no paper trail. And it's like, you know how women have like the "Are we dating the same man" groups that have gotten out of hand, so I don't really pay much attention to them anymore. But like the original intentions for those groups was to watch out for other women and like warn them. So boys have a similar thing, except instead of good, they're doing it for evil. And what they do is before or after they hook up with women, they will send photos of these women in these group chats to share with all of the boys. Now, I don't know the details if there's like one really large one or just a lot of little ones, but I will tell you.
The scary thing about this is that it's not just like it's 70,000 men in one city, which would be crazy, but it's worldwide from different countries. They gathered these 70,000 men and they started just talking about manipulation, how they can take advantage of you. Okay, now the thing about this is that they would all give out their plans. They will all basically give out their sauce on how they would do it. For an example, these men, they have these dates with these older women, and then they get closer with these older women, and then they start to be in a relationship with these older women.
Was dragging her and letting random strange men into their home to her while she was asleep and drugged and unconscious. He would document this, he would take videos and pictures of this, and this is not the only instant.
And sometimes these older women have daughters and they living with the mom. And they would give out their plans on what they would do, on how they would rape. Maybe, make dinner for them and put something in their drink. Some of them is gain a relationship with them, build a bond, tried to build this secretive bond with the stepdaughter, person that he's living with inside of the house while the mother is away, and throwing little hints, because if you do it this way, maybe you won't get in trouble, because you're doing subliminal hints where she can pick it up and catch on to it, and if she's not down, just
and it's on Snapchat, it's on Instagram, it's just on their own personal group chats, it's everywhere, and not just on Telegram.
They haven't came out with the names of these people, with the face of these people yet. 70,000 people. I doubt that they're gonna find out who's, they probably can, but I doubt that they're gonna find out all of them, because I'm sure all of them wasn't putting their face in all of this. I'm sure all of them was using accounts that you can't trace back, just in case somebody joins this group chat and end up being undercover.
Telegram has been a very big problem because a lot of people who do really heinous crimes go on Telegram because Telegram does not share their personal information.
I survived sexual abuse from my stepdad.
Here's the thing. The creepy thing is, it's not like, because y'all know about the dates. Okay, be on a date with the creepy man, watch out. It's not like that. It's like, be nice and charming on the dates until y'all get deeper in a relationship, maybe even become your wife, and then fuck her over, and then and then do things to her stepdaughter, and then even do things to your own family. Like a lot of these men doing things to their own family. So it's not like it's strangers.
Including wives, partners, sisters, mothers, and also instructions on how others can do the same. Shared pictures and videos of their assaults.
These women be so close to these men that's in this group chat that's talking about these plans that they have ways. They was discussing on drugs that's disguised as a hair product. You know, so you have your everyday house thing just sitting around. Maybe it's in the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, and it's just there. And it just looked like a house object. The whole time inside of that house object is a drug. Clear example. You may have this duck in your bathtub. As women, y'all like to sometimes just relax in the bathtub and just relax. Read a book, watch TV, listen to music, maybe even fall asleep. But you have this duck in the bathtub. You decided to float it and let it float in the water. Well, releasing out of this duck, once water touches it and comes out, is drug. So that way, if you, let's just say, dip 2 under for the creep that you're living with, hopefully in his mind that, you know, it goes and it slips in your mouth maybe, or you end up passing out because of it, all because of a simple object. Now this was just a prime example.
That it pops open. Each item is hollowed out to hide drugs. 7 items around the room. And look at this, it's not uncommon to see a book bag with a water bottle in it. What's uncommon is a hollow bottle. Put this in the bag, you would never suspect it. You also might not suspect we found the items on Amazon simply by typing in the words.
What?
Yeah, it's like a Sharpie.
There is no way you'd find that. I checked out that book bag many times. What? Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But this came with a bag that was smell proof. So you could put something in the bag and then put it in this brush.
Wow.
I hate to say the word smart, but these men have smart ways to try to drug these women and then take advantage.
And we would have never even found out about it if it wasn't for this motherfucker being a creep in public. He got arrested for filming up women's skirts, and when a psychiatrist took a look at him, he's like, he's too chill about this. Check his hard drive. And they did. Guess what they found? For the last, 10 years, this dude's been drugging his wife to the point of unconsciousness and letting strangers assault her in their bedroom.
You have to also think about it as, these are just the 70,000 men that got caught. What about the men whose close friends? That's the same way. What about other group chats out there that haven't been seen yet? Now, my theory behind this is that these incel men, like these men are incels, all 70,000 of them, because you have to think about it. If you don't know what incel is, it's basically a man who can't attract women, that don't have women. They struggle with women basically. So these men are angry, an angry group of men.
That he built his own chat room.
Sometimes incels can say some edgy statements.
Can you give examples?
I all women, all women, every woman is evil. Sometimes when they're lashing out in anger might make jokes about violence.
And maybe they dealt with stuff their whole life, and when they finally get the opportunity, they say, F it, I'm gonna marry her, but then I'm gonna clean over her. And then I also believe that this is incels because what you have to think about it as, they're doing this to sisters, family members. Actually think about that. They're not getting attraction from women outside of the real world, so they're going after the only women that's around them, that's talking to them, family.
Who in their right mind would prefer a 22-year-old roastie to this? And they've got an image of a year-old. National Socialist Germany was the best country for incels.
These are the most and I'm sorry to say it like that. This is what's really going on around the world. Like, men like this is very, very dangerous, because if they hate women this much, some of that hate is going to come with something extremely bad, which involves killing a lot of the time.
It's hard to know how many incels exist, especially when they connect in private servers like this one. On the most popular forum, there are millions of visits each year. By some estimates, at the very least, there are thousands of dedicated members worldwide.
So yes, when you're out on these dates, learning these men, talk about their backstories and how they was growing up. Even on the first date, if he sound like he's mad at you for some reason, if he sound like he have some anger towards women for some reason, run. Because this is the group was worldwide. This wasn't something in one specific area that we just have to stay away from. It's worldwide. With that being said, y'all, that's the end of this video, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Crazy story today. Literally crazy story today. I really do want y'all to stay safe. Be careful who you hang around. Careful who you work with, you know, nurses. I love y'all though. I hope y'all had the snacks for this video. More to come. I love you. Stay safe. Bye. Oh, by the way, and I did have a couple of DMs of y'all saying, can I use your clips for TikTok? And I'm like, yes, of course, go ahead. Because if you don't know, people are getting paid from TikTok like crazy. I mean, I'm getting paid from TikTok, just uploading my clips. And I was like, yeah, do the same. If you get paid a lot of money, don't give me nothing. That's all you. Even though you upload my clips, I don't care. Why would y'all think I care? And trust me, you can make a lot of money uploading clips on TikTok. So take advantage of it. Go crazy. I don't mind y'all showing love, and I would never try to copyright. Like, what? Y'all see clips of other influencers all the time. So, I mean, have fun. It's nice seeing y'all support me. I mean, y'all showing love as well. And you clip it enough, you gonna make a good bag. Because TikTok, trust me, you make good bags. But with that being said, you know, I do love y'all. And I truly do want y'all to stay safe. Like, I say this every video. Don't take it lightly. And also, I do want y'all to put God in y'all life. Start praying. Start reading the Bible. And one more thing is write down y'all goals. And I'm only going to say this is because my next video, I'm going to tell y'all why this is so important. It's going to be like for a quick 60 seconds or so. But it's something about writing down stuff. Like, once I put that pen on paper in real life, instead of just thinking about what I'm going to do in my dreams, it's like everything that I wanted came to reality. And I'm not even joking when I say this, but like literally write down y'all goals. Look at it every day, like have it in front or on side your TV, and it just does something. I'm telling you. And I love you. Stay safe. Until next time, bye.
If you really wanna fuck with me, bro, maybe you should come try and see.